Hi everyone, this is a little video looking at how to find the circumference of a circle. I'm going to look at a couple of things, just what the circumference is, some of the other names for parts of circles, and then the formula and how to use it. Let's just start with what the circumference of a circle is. So the circumference of a circle is a distance, and it's the distance around the outside of the circle, the length of this curved black line all the way around the outside. So that's the circumference of the circle. And we're going to have to try and work out what that is. Now there's a little formula for this. It is that the circumference C is equal to pi, we'll discuss pi in just a little second, and it's multiplied by the diameter. Now you'll notice I didn't write a multiplication sign. In maths, if we have two letters next to each other or a letter and a number, it means that they are multiplying. So this means the circumference is equal to pi multiplied by the diameter. Okay, what's pi? Pi is a number. That is the symbol for this number that you can see, and pi is equal to or approximately equal to 3.14. Okay, so we're going to use that for the rest of this example today as 3.14. You do have a pi button on your calculator that you can use. Your answer will differ slightly, but will be ever so slightly more accurate as well. Okay, but just so that if you don't have a scientific calculator at home, we can all get the same answer. We're going to take pi to be 3.14 for all the circles videos that we do. Looking at our example, we have got a circle and we've got this line that goes all the way across the circle, passing through the center of the circle. This is a diameter. So a diameter goes all the way across. A radius only goes halfway across. So it goes from the center to the outside, diameter all the way across. And we'll look at an example with a radius in a little minute and see how the two things differ. So in this first example, we've got the diameter, it's 8. We've got pi, it's 3.14. And what we're going to do, we're going to multiply those two things together. So we've got three lines of working for this really. The circumference is equal to pi times diameter. So the formula, we're going to write that down first. Then the circumference is equal to pi in terms of its number form, multiplied, and I'm going to put that multiplication symbol in now, because if I don't and I just write 8 afterwards, it looks like 3.148. So now I do need the multiplication sign in there. You don't need any units at this point as long as we put the units in at the end. So now we're going to do our calculation. We simply get our calculator, so 3.14 multiplied by 8, and we get 25.12. And now we're going to add in our units, centimeters. Okay, so we take this diameter, it goes in about 3.14 times to make the circumference, and so the circumference is 25.12 centimeters. Okay, slightly trickier example now. We are going to try and find the circumference of this circle, and you can see that we're given slightly different information. We're still looking for the same thing. We're still looking to find the distance all the way around the outside of the circle, the circumference. Because we're trying to find the same thing, we're going to use the same formula. The circumference equals pi multiplied by the diameter. The difference with this question is we're not really sure what the diameter of the circle is. Remember from the last example, the diameter goes from one side of the circle all the way to the other side, passing through the center. And if I just take this marker and draw on a continuation of that radius, or draw another radius, then we can see this line is now the diameter. What we need to know is how long is that line? Well, if that radius is 7 centimeters, then of course this radius is 7 centimeters. And that means that in this particular case, the diameter, the total distance all the way across, is 14 centimeters. Okay, and that's really important that you make sure you're using the right information in your question. All right, so back to the question then. Circumference is equal to pi times the diameter. The circumference is equal to 3.14 multiplied by our diameter, which we now know is 14, not 7. That was the radius. 14 for the diameter. We do our calculation, 3.14 multiplied by 14, and we get that the circumference of this circle is 43.96 centimeters. Okay, don't forget your units at the end there. All right, that's two examples that will hopefully help you with any of the circles tasks that you're trying today.